Hello everyone, I am Eugene Keller. I'm a graphic designer and now I'm here very excited to announce my second app called Snap Invoicer, which is an app to create invoices in PDF with ease for your clients. This is an app for freelancers and small companies. I'm planning on upgrading few features and including new things very soon, but so far it works very well. This is the app. This is the main screen of the app from Snap Invoicer. You can see this is the dashboard, and here you can have an idea of your income based on the days, etc., etc., and how many of the invoices have been paid, and the overall grand total based on all the invoices. But we're going to get back to this very soon. Let's start first with clients, which is the first step of the app. Here you're going to have a list of your clients. You can create new clients manually with all their information, or you could import clients using an Excel template that you can download and fill up using perhaps ChatGPT and upload it again. I'm going to do that because I already did the exercise. I have this data that I filled up with ChatGPT. It's fake, but here you can see I have already 10 clients on my app. You can update their information and hit here on update, and that's it. You have your clients updated. Then we're going to go to projects and products tab. What's the difference between products and projects? Well, products, as it says, the name, it's very simple. You create products if you have products with a specific price. Let's say you have stickers, or you have hourly rates for your services, or perhaps you have graphic design services as well, and you can include it here. You can hit on new product. Let's call it logo design 3 variants plus branding guidelines. You can include a description here that's internal just for you to keep track of what the product does. And you can include a price, let's say $799, and you can include it on a category. If you don't have that category, you can create a new one. Let's call it graphic design. You can change the color for that category, let's say dark green, and let's save it. Let's close this tab, and there you go. You have a new product under the graphic design category, and you can edit that afterwards. But you will have products that doesn't change, and you can include it as many times as you want on quotes or invoices. That's where projects comes in, because perhaps one of your clients need a very specific or tailored project that doesn't fit with your products, and you don't want to include it on your product database. That's where you create a specific project. Let's say a client requests you for 6 Christmas posters. You can create a poster design for client and include Christmas poster design for client. You don't have to put for client. You can put a description here, a price per unit. Let's say he requests 6 posters. You just put the unit price here, and you can update it. And here's where the magic comes. And then you go to link it to a quote first, if that client requires a quote, or directly to an invoice. But let's say the client requires a quote to be approved first. So you linked it to a quote. You can select the amount of instances. So if he requests it for 6 of those Christmas posters, you can select 6 instances here, and you can pick the quote already. If it's already created, or create a new one, you can link into a new quote, and there you go. You have a new quote with that specific product included 6 times, and you can preview that quote. Here's the quote, but let's pick a client from the clients list. Let's say it's Global Reach Co. And you can pick a specific currency for a quote or invoice, and they might vary. You can include any of the currencies, because perhaps your client needs that quote or invoice in their own personal currency. Let's say your client is from United Kingdom and you needed to put the currency as pounds, so you do that. And if taxes apply, you can hit this toggle button and you'll see that your preview will show everything here. Oh, you have to hit update, sorry. You have to update the information in order to the information to appear here. That's the client, taxes apply, and this is the amount of taxes. And you can see the quantity of the product, the unit price, and the total cost for that client. Here's the deal. Your taxes might vary from my taxes. My local taxes here in Spain perhaps is 24%, but you need to pay 28%. Then you have to go to settings, tax settings, and here you can pick how much of taxes in percentage applies. And that's it, you update. And if we get back to quotes, you can see that the amount has changed on the quote. Then you can include notes on the quotes, and then you have to go to settings to update those notes. We have different notes for quote and invoices. For example, for quote, you need to pay this within 15 days, yada yada, whatever information you want to include here, up to 4 lines. Same for invoice, perhaps you want to include your SWIFT or IBAN number for them to pay you directly. And this will appear on the invoices. Here you can see on this invoice, we have the IBAN number included on the notes. So yeah, that's the thing. You have quotes, and let's say the client denies your quote. You have to change the status to denied, update it, and a new number will appear on the ID number of that quote, allowing you to change it now. Perhaps you have to get back to the product and change the price to something less expensive for the client to accept it. And if we get back to the quote, we can preview it, and you will see that the price has changed. The quote number has changed as well. And now you can send this revisited version to the client. First, you have to download it and then send it to the client. Eventually, I'm going to include that feature to send it directly to their email. But for now, it hasn't been included. We can just download that PDF of that quote and send it to the client. So let's say that client approves that quote. You just have to hit the check mark here and update it, and it will automatically convert this into an invoice. This message appears just once. It's a notification to let you know that you have to get access to the calendar to create notifications on the calendar. Why? Because when you create a new invoice, despite if it's through this button or approving a quote, it will create a new notification with the due date, or within this date, the due date of the invoice, to remind you to mark it as paid if that's the case. Because with that information, you will be able to keep track of how many of your invoices have been paid. So that's it. You can go to calendar. You can see that this new invoice has been created, or perhaps it's this one. No, this one. Okay, and it says today is the due date. It will appear the 7th of January 2025. And if you hit this link, it will take you to the app and show you the invoice. And you can mark it as paid, update it, and now the dashboard shows that information as well. So you can see that the dashboard is based on euros, but we have invoices in different currencies. Pounds, this one is in euros, this one is in American dollars, or wherever. So yeah, since I have allowed the user to pick a different currency for an invoice or quotes, to allow their clients to have this PDF in their own personal currency, I had to do something on the dashboard. We have in settings, under the tax settings, a specific currency that might work for you locally. So you want to see all your income in a single currency, because if not, it will be very difficult to read, right? So let's say that you work in UK and you need to see it in pounds. You update this, and now your dashboard is in pounds, based on pounds. Basically, it connects to my website, downloads a JSON document with the exchange rates from Monday to Friday at 6:30 p.m. CET time. That automatically downloads the data from the European Central Bank that they expose this information on a daily basis from Monday to Friday, and that's how we keep it kind of accurate. It's not perfect, but it's almost perfect. But with this, you have an overall view of how much money you have made within your invoices, and you can change from the quarter view, yearly view, lifetime view, and have an idea of which months have been the best for you, how many invoices have been paid, etc., etc. And here on settings, you can include your information, your personal information. Within invoice settings, you can personalize your PDF. So far, we only have 3 templates. I'm really sorry, but it's not that easy to create them. I will include new ones within the next month or so. But for now, you have these 3 invoices. You can change your brand color, perhaps it's green, or you can introduce the hex color here and change it, and then you can update it. And also you can change the logo or the template. Let's say we keep this one, and you can update the notes information for both quote and invoices. And once you do that, it will automatically update the design on your PDF that you can download with all your clients' information. That's it. That's the application. You have the dashboard, clients, projects, products, quotes, and invoices. So far, that's what the app does to keep track of your invoices. All the data is stored on your computer using core data, but at the same time is uploading all this data to your iCloud account. You might ask why? Well, because since I'm planning to expand this application to work also on iPad OS and iOS, for you to switch between all the devices and keep all the information the same on the 3 devices. That's why I'm already connected the app using CloudKit to iCloud, to your personal account. This is non-shareable information. It's just for you, and iPad is very well on, keeping that content very, very tidy and just for you, and anyone can see this. It's just for you. It's private, sorry. That's what the word that I was trying to find. I'm not a native speaker, sorry about that. And under settings, you can again change your personal data that will be included within the invoice or quotes. We have the invoice settings, the tax settings with the dashboard currency of your preference. And finally, we have the app settings here to change the language, perhaps you're Korean, and you can see all the information in Korean or German as well, or Russian or whatever. And then you can generate backups, okay, with the latest information. Why I have included the backup if we have a very reliable CloudKit connection? Well, I don't know, perhaps it could get damaged, and I really want to prevent people from having problems. So I decided to include this generate backup that the first time will ask you where to put these backups on your computer. You select the folder and it will generate a backup folder with all the backups from that day. Well, actually 1 per day to keep it tidy and small. So it will override a backup if you do it the same day. But if it's a different day, we'll generate another folder with that date specifically and include that backup. And you can just upload that backup again. Mine is in Snap Invoicer here, backups. All right, I have all these backups and I can get back to the 16th of December 24, but I'm going to keep the last one, and that's it. That's how you get back to the last version you want in case anything gets corrupted. And that's it. That's how you work with my app. It's fairly simple. I'm planning to add a lot of features, a lot of them, but it takes time. The next one will be to create the iPad version for people to work with the iPad version as well. You might want to work with both devices. You don't have a MacBook with you all the time. So that's the main one I'm going to include, and new layouts for the invoices to, have more room to play with. And perhaps adding also textures, I'm not sure. But that's the new thing I'm going to continue creating. And that's it. That's how the app works. I really hope you liked it, and I see you on the next video.